Hi, boys and girls. Today we are going to read Trouble with Pets by the Berenstain Bears. Goodness. Goodbye, little bird, said Sister Bear. Fly away and be happy. On her finger was the sparrow that the bear family had taken in because it had an injured leg. Papa Bear had made a splint for it out of toothpick and some strips of tape. Brother and sister had named it Tweety and had taken care of it for about a week, but now it was time to remove the splint and let the bird go back to nature where it belonged. It hopped onto a twig, then took wing. Before you could say Tweety, it was out of sight. I'm going to miss our little bird, said Sister sadly. Tweety was such a nice little pet. Tweety wasn't a pet, dear, said Mama Bear. Not a real pet, anyway. It was an injured bird that we helped get well so we could go back to the forest. Why don't we get a real pet? Asked Sister. Other cubs have pets, said Brother. Why can't we? Cousin Freddie has a dog. Lizzie Bruin has a cat. Too Tall Grizzly has a snake. Well, said Mama as they climbed the front steps of the treehouse, I suppose it's something we could think about. Gee, Mama, what's there to think about? Said Brother. There's quite a lot to think about, she said. A pet is a big responsibility. A pet has to be fed, cared for, kept clean. What do you think, Papa? I think a dog would be nice, said Papa. But a dog is an especially big responsibility, protested Mama. A dog needs shots, it needs to be trained and walked, and there's dog laws too. A big dog, said Papa, about so high that can go fetch and play. Frisbee? Do any of your pets play Frisbee? We'll take care of it, Mama, cried the cubs. We promise, we promise. Do any of you guys have a big dog at home? Or maybe you have a small dog at home. Maybe you guys don't even have a dog at all. Remember now, said Mama as they piled into the car, we're going to the pet shop just to look. Choosing a pet, especially a dog, is serious business. Speaking of dogs, said Papa, pointing to a sign as they drove by Farmer Ben's place. Puppies available. See Farmer Ben, said Brother, reading the sign aloud. How about that? Ben's dog. Bess must have had puppies. May we look at them, Mama? Cried Sister. Oh, please, Mama, please. Here they are driving to the pet store. And there's the sign that says puppies available. What do you think, Ivy? Should we get a puppy? Do you want another puppy? 2 dogs? I don't know. Before Mama could answer, Papa said no harm in looking and pulled into Farmer Ben's driveway. Ben's dog Bess indeed had pups. 5 of the cutest, rolliest, poliest little balls of fur you've ever seen. Farmer Ben picked one up and put it in Sister's arms. What beautiful brown eyes, she said. May we have this one, Mama, may we? May we please? Most pups have brown eyes, said Ben, but I do think that one is the pick of the litter. It's yours if you like, a gift from Bess and me. There's the puppies. Oh my goodness, look at her. She looks pretty happy, doesn't she? Goodness, said Mama. That's very generous of you, Ben. I really don't know what to say. Yes, say yes, shouted the cubs, jumping. It certainly is a cute little thing, said Mama. All right then, yes. Brother and sister were overjoyed. Thank you, Farmer Ben, they shouted. Then, after they had all calmed down a bit, Brother said, our pup's going to need a name. How about King or Prince? or maybe Duke. Farmer Ben, who was an expert in such matters, took a quick look under the puppy's tail and said, "The only trouble with those names, Brother Bear, is that your pup is a girl." Oh my goodness, could you imagine a girl puppy named Prince or King or Duke? Maybe they should name it Princess or Queen instead, huh? Of course, they couldn't take their new pet home with them. It would need its mother's milk for a couple more weeks. But there was plenty of puppy talk as they headed home. Talking about names, talking about where the puppy would sleep, talk about who would take care of it. "Remember now," said Mama, "you've promised to take care of the new pup, to feed and water it, and to clean up after it when it has accidents." "What kind of accidents?" asked Sister. "We'll discuss that later," Mama said. Boys and girls, what kind of accidents do you think that Mama was talking about? Do you think it means if the puppy breaks its leg? I don't know. Brother and sister couldn't believe how lucky they had been. A new puppy for their very own. That night, before falling asleep, they thought about some of the wonderful things they would do with their new pet. Sister thought about dressing it in doll's clothes and pushing it in her doll carriage. She thought about introducing it to her stuffed toys. Perhaps they could have a tea party. Brother's thoughts were quite different. He thought about winning the blue ribbon at the Bear County Dog Show. He thought how fine it would be to shout "mush" as his great dog pulled him through the deep snow. But, of course, a puppy isn't a toy to be dressed in doll's clothes. It's a living creature with a mind and a nature of its own. It would be a long time before the pup could compete for blue ribbons. It would be even longer time before it would pull anything through the snow. There was no question about it. Brother and sister had a lot to learn about puppies, so Mama and Papa decided that a trip to the library was in order. They took a book called Puppy Care. When the big day came, the Bear family had puppy care plan all worked out. First, they stopped off at the police station to get her registered. "What's the little lady's name?" asked Officer Marguerite. The pup would need a license with her name and address on it in case she got lost. But brother and sister still hadn't agreed on a name. What to do? "It seems to me that the Officer Marguerite just named our pup," said Mama. "Little Lady sounds like an excellent name to me." So the pup left the police station with a name as well as a license. So they named her Little Lady. What do you think about that, Ivy? Little Lady, a good name? What do you think? Next, a quick stop at the pet shop for a puppy harness and a leash. Then a very important stop at the vet's for a checkup and shots. Little Lady didn't like the shots one bit. Brother and sister knew just how she felt. They even sort of knew how parents must have felt when their cubs had to get shots. Now it was time to introduce Little Lady to her new home. The Bears had already gotten food for her and made a puppy box out of a cardboard carton and an old blanket. They had placed it in the box in the kitchen, where it was nice and warm, with the door closed, of course. Puppies tend to get into mischief, and there wasn't much harm she could do in the kitchen. Little Lady sniffed all around the kitchen, then curled up in her box and went to sleep. At first, the cubs argued about whose turn it was to feed and water the pup. "It's my turn. No, it's my turn." But after After a while, they began to argue about whose turn it wasn't. It's your turn. I cleaned up after the last accident. No, it's your turn. I cleaned up after her last accident. Mama solved the problem by posting a puppy care schedule on the wall. There's the puppy care schedule. Boys and girls, do any of you have to clean up after your dog or your cat? Maybe clean out the litter or pick up after your dog goes potty outside? Maybe some of you have to feed your pet. Not that the puppy was all work and no fun. Little Lady was indeed a lot of fun. In fact, it was so much fun watching her that the bear family didn't watch much television anymore. She chased her tail, she did somersaults, she fought for her rubber dog bone, and she got into the strangest positions. Also, of course, she grew. She grew so much that the bear family started calling her Lady instead of Little Lady. And like all puppies, she loved to chew. Ivy likes to chew too, don't you, Ivy? Right here? Do you like to chew? You want a treat? Do you want it? Come here. Here you go. Good girl. Then, one day, someone forgot to close the kitchen door while the family went shopping. When they got back, they found that Lady had chewed up half the living room. Oh my goodness, boys and girls, look at that. The living room is destroyed. The time had come for Lady to have her own house out in the yard. Papa built a fine, sturdy doghouse. Then he chicken wired the fence and kept her safely in the yard. Lady loved her doghouse. She was even more fun in the yard than she was in the house. She chased leaves in the fall, snowflakes in the winter, cherry blossoms in the spring, and butterflies in the summer. There's her doghouse. Oh, there it is, all finished. And there she's chasing things outside. As the years went by, Lady became more than a pet. She became another member of the family to love and enjoy. The end. Wow. Boys and girls, think about your pets that you have at home. Are they just a pet, or are they kind of a member of the family? I like to think that Ivy is a member of my family. Come here, buddy. Oh, come here. Come here. Sometimes she doesn't act like it. She acts kind of silly. But she's definitely a member of the family, aren't you? Sit. Ivy, can you sit? Good girl. See? She even knows some tricks like sit. What else do you know? Can we show them? Can you speak? Louder. Good girl. Can you sit pretty? She likes to sit pretty too. Let's see if we can get her to look at you. Oh, look at that. Good girl. All right, Ivy, let's say goodbye to our kindergartners. Let's speak. Speak. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Have a great day, kindergartners. Until next time.